for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Lily S. Player, age 92, of Sylacauga, is today at noon from Curtis & Son North Chapel. Burial in the Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Margaret K. Kelly of Sylacauga died Monday, November 6th. Graveside service will be held Thursday at 2 o'clock at New Site Cemetery. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Weston Jackson Long, age 92, will be November 10th at 11 a.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Doctors Rick Patrick and Larry Morrison and the Reverend James Long officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Long died Tuesday, November 7th. She was a member of the First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Visitation will be Friday from 9:30 until 11 a.m. The family will accept flowers or donations can be made to Forward in Faith at First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Mrs. Sheila Sanders, age 74, died Tuesday, November 7th at Adams Nursing Home. Arrangements are incomplete. They'll be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home. Funeral service for Mary Gunn Livingston, age 94, is Thursday at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home with Chaplain Lee Walton officiating. Burial in the Fayetteville Methodist Cemetery. Ms. Livingston died November 6th at her home of more than 60 years. Visitation will be Thursday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Rita Lynetta Woods Chapman, age 43, will be today at noon from Pine Grove CME Church with Bishop Michael Truss officiating. Interment in the Pine Grove Church Cemetery on Racetrack Boulevard. Mrs. Chapman died November 1st at Talladega Healthcare. Anniston Funeral Service, directing. Patricia Pittman O'Donovan, age 88, died Saturday, November 4th at her residence in Talladega. And the funeral service will be held at 11 a.m. With a rosary beginning at 10 a.m., followed by the Mass celebration at 11. Burial in the Oak Hill Cemetery. Online condolences at ErstryFuneralHome.com. Erstry Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Visitation scheduled for William Boyd Bill McGee III of Talladega, age 67. That visitation will be at the McGee's home today from 5 until 8 p.m. A memorial service to follow at noon tomorrow at the historic Ritz Theater. The Reverend Robert Blackwell, the Reverend Horace Patterson, and the Reverend Benjamin Turnage will officiate. In lieu of flowers, send donations, please, to the historic Ritz Theater at 115 Court Street North in Talladega, 35160, Erstry Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Mr. Floyd Wills, Jr., age 78, died Tuesday. Sims Funeral Service will announce the arrangements. Elizabeth Ann Cosby, age 76, of Munford, died November 7th at Citizens BMC. Graveside service 11 a.m. on Saturday at Munford Memorial Cemetery, with Cliff Goodwin officiating. And Mrs. Goodwin lived in Munford for some 50 years. Online condolences at ErstryFuneralHome.com. Erstry Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. And at 13 minutes before the hour this morning here on Daybreak, one other obituary to mention this morning: funeral service for Mrs. Shirley Elizabeth Shaddix, age 71, of Alexander City, will be Thursday at 2:30 from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Brother Miles Crouch will officiate. Burial in the Pleasant Grove Church of Christ Cemetery. The family receiving friends tonight at the funeral home from 5 until 8 o'clock. Mrs. Shaddix died Saturday, November 4th at Russell Medical Center. She was a member of the Pleasant Grove Church of Christ. In lieu of flowers, the family requests that memorial contribution be made to Radley Funeral Home to help with funeral expenses. Online condolences at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries presented by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.